tap my chest. Here's where my lung acupuncture meridian is. So anybody is looking for immunity right now, making sure that lung chi is nice and strong.
I want to say also thank you for being here. It's a pleasure and an honor. And for those who don't know Chris Shelton, he's the founder of the Morning Crane Healing Arts Center in San Jose, California. He's an author of Qigong for Self-Refinement and a YouTuber. So he's got some really awesome information and insights to share with us. So thanks for being here, Chris. I'm really glad we're getting to have this chance to learn from you.
Yo, thank you so much for having me. What an honor it is to be here on World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. And Violet Lee, you're a practitioner after my own heart, because I've studied and competed with Chen style Tai Chi for, God, it's been 30 years now. I did my last matches at age 40. Yeah, age 40. So 9 years ago were my last Kung Fu and kickboxing matches. So I hold your training there, your silk reeling exercises close to my heart. So once again, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on right now. 20 minutes, like what Violet says, 20 minutes is not enough time, because my wife always says, my man sure likes to talk, and I sure do. But for myself, I think what we should go ahead and start doing is start moving right away. And as we do this, then what's going to happen is then I can kind of talk a little bit more about the Qigong that I practice, a little bit about our clinic in San Jose, as well as the clinic in Los Angeles. And for me, the big thing about the Qigong is that according to Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, the leading cause of death and disease is actually negative emotions and trauma. And it's really not that the negative emotions are bad. It's when they're not processed properly that it shows up as disease inside the body. And so one of the big things right now in Western medicine, the common key word is inflammation. Inflammation. Poor diet, poor lifestyle habits will create inflammation. Being too sedentary will create inflammation. But what's going on in your mental emotional state is of utmost importance. And the Qigong, at least the Qigong that we teach at Morning Crane, the Shelton Qigong, is really harnessing in and focusing on what is referred to as the 5 elements and the 5 major organs of the body, and how those 5 organs actually, when they're out of balance, show up as disease. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm shifting my weight, same as the Tai Chi principle. I'm shifting my weight back and forth. I'm using my legs as a pump to help to pump the blood up to the chest. The hand in the back is gently tapping the kidneys on the low back opposite the belly button. And now the hand in the front, I could tap my side, I could tap my chest. Here's where my lung acupuncture meridian is. So anybody is looking for immunity right now, making sure that lung chi is nice and strong is of utmost importance. So it's such a pleasure to be a part of this. And I saw this morning when we were on there, how many people were on. And I was so excited because, Qigong has been around for thousands and thousands of years. And it's just now, I think, finally starting to get the recognition that it deserves. And, I love physical exercise. I love running. I still train Muay Thai. And I love yoga, but, the Qigong, you have to really pay attention to what's going on the inside. So 3 regulations of Qigong. First regulation is physical posture, called the Wu Ji posture. So the tip of my tongue right now is gently curled to the roof of my mouth, behind the teeth, as if saying the letter N. My sacrum is tucked underneath, pressing back the Ming Men, which is also referred to as the gate of fire. And the gate of fire resides between the left and the right kidneys. So the kidneys relate to the water element. And so it's a proper mixture of fire and water, which produces the steam or the qi that circulates around the body. Okay, so my knees are slightly bent. Sacrum's tucked underneath. My feet are out about shoulders width apart. And what's great is that if you're somebody who's stuck in a wheelchair, you could do these Qigong practices from a seated position as well. So we work with the Special Olympics. My wife, Priest, and I, who's my business partner in crime, besides running the clinic and teaching classes, we are fortunate enough to be part of the Special Olympics. And we're part of a program called Healthy Athletes, Strong Minds, where we give these practices to the athletes, coaches, and their families, not only to deal with the stress of competition, but more importantly, you know, what do you do if you're being bullied? Or right now, like what's going on, being quarantined, not being able to compete because all of the games, all the summer games have been canceled. So it's be able to deal with that stress that shows up as disease inside the body. Okay, and I'm going to slow down here, coming back to the end. I'm going to pull down the heavens 3 times, inhaling, just connecting to your higher self as you inhale. Then as you exhale, just allow for this white light to flow down through the body, through the tissues, and deep into the ground. Inhaling, feel the white light come in. And as I exhale, just allow for that to gently flow through the tissues and deep into the earth. Notice how I'm still using my legs as this pump, help to pump the blood up to the chest. And exhaling. Okay, so the first movement that we're going to do here is the movement for the liver. Now our liver is a really big organ and it works with the gallbladder. It's located on the right side of your body. The color green is associated with the liver. And also the negative emotions of anger, frustration, hatred, old anger, and resentments all affect the liver and the gallbladder. So from here, I'm just going to press and gently squeeze forward. So I'm using my legs once again. Breath is still long, steady, even, and deep into the lower dantian. Lower dantian is located 1 inch below the belly button. So from here, I squeeze through the middle and I press. Now, to make this into a mindfulness practice, I want you to focus on something that creates anger or resentment for you, or old anger. It's a little bit different than conventional therapy. Yes, I'm asking you to pick off the scab, but then from there, by doing the practice and focusing the intention onto the liver on the right side of the body, it makes it into more of a mindfulness practice, so it actually helps to fix the wound underneath. So one of the things about anger is that, in all of these emotions, is that they are a barometer of what's going on in our environment. But if we hold on to it for a long period of time, and just talking about anger and resentment right now, then it turns into diseases like colitis, IBS, eye floaters, TMJ, neurological issues. So that little eye tremor, for example, could be a temporary stress, or it could be a forewarning of something bigger. So connecting into the ligaments, into the eyes, I'm squeezing here, elongating along the side, and I'm going to press. Now, anger is a good emotion if it causes you to fight for the underdog, to get out of a bad situation, or to create positive change in the world, or to use it as a creative means of expression. Then that anger is being expressed appropriately. But if it's repressed, then we start seeing all those health problems. And actually, depression is when we have anger that's pushed inward. So I'm going to squeeze here. Let's do one more of those. I'm going to press. And then from here, I'm just going to pull in, pressing down, pulling down the heavens 1 time, inhaling. And exhale, just setting your intentions for the rest of this day, this evening. And then from here, going directly into the heart move. Now, there's 2 ways to do it. You can do it like you're cradling a baby, and then I'm going to shift. Or you can do it like you're holding a ball. So I'm going to do it the easy way first. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to shift to my left. As I inhale in the middle, I then shift over to my right. So I guess if you're watching this, and it'll be opposite. So the heart, the color pink or the color red is associated with the heart. And the heart is the emperor or empress of your body. What does that mean? It means that it dictates how much of emotion will be expressed, suppressed. So it dictates that. And the heart is affected by overexcitation, too much joy, mania, abandonment, loneliness. So to make this into more of a mindfulness practice, as I inhale, into the heart center, I'm going to imagine a pink cloud filling up into the heart. As I exhale, I'm going to look at the hands, in particular the pinky, where the heart acupuncture meridian ends, and then it connects to the small intestine meridian. Because the small intestine and heart work together. So if you have anxiety, or maybe there is anger, because if you think about it, if you get angry, what happens? Your heart races, then it weakens your liver. If you become afraid of something, your heart races, and it weakens your kidneys. So let's say you're angry because you're at Costco and somebody just stole or took the last 24 pack of Costco sized toilet paper. Don't let that go like a dark cloud going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. My dinosaur says it exactly how it should be. Life, the struggle is real. And if someone takes that last 24 pack of Costco toilet paper, the struggle could really be real. So as I inhale here, the pink cloud fills up into the heart. As I exhale, I'm going to allow for that emotion, whatever comes up for you, mania, overexcitation, to leave like a dark cloud, allowing for the positive virtue of love to come in. And it's not the romantic type of love, it's a universal love that all beings should have innately for one another. And especially right now during this time, we really want to show that love and compassion. So I'm going to press one more, coming back to the middle. I'm going to pull down the heavens one time, inhale, connecting to your higher consciousness, whatever that looks like to you. The universe, the Tao, God, whatever you want to call it, or just imagine a white light flowing down. And then from here, I'm going to shift over to my left. I'm going to come around and I'm going to shift my weight back and forth as though I'm holding a beach ball, gazing at the palm of the hand, now working with my spleen and stomach. The color yellow is associated with the spleen and stomach and the pancreas. The negative emotions of worry, pensiveness, overexcitation, anxiety, thinking too much, all weaken the spleen and the stomach. So the color yellow, so I want to imagine a yellow cloud filling up into the left side of my body. Then as I exhale, I'm going to allow for that worry and that anxiety to leave. So once again, focus, feel a current event or focus on a past event that creates anxiety or worry for you. You know, this organ, this spleen is such a valuable organ. It has so many functions. It's one of the organs responsible for producing blood or making blood, helps to hold our organs in place, keep the blood in the blood vessels. So having good earth chi or postnatal chi, they refer to it, is so important because it actually slows down the aging process. So sleep and proper diet according to your constitution, not according to what's the great newest fad, but your constitution is of utmost importance. Because strengthening that post-heaven, that postnatal chi helps to strengthen our prenatal, which relies in our kidneys. So I'm going to come back to the middle, pulling down the heavens one time, inhale. So let's say you just had some worry or some anxiety. Let's allow for that to leave like a dark cloud. All the way out deep into the ground. I'm going to bring the hands up, sink into my posture. I'm going to inhale and open and close. Now working with the lung network. The lungs connects to your large intestine, colon, and skin. The lungs are harmed by the negative emotions of grief, sadness, sorrow, loss, disappointment, shame, and guilt. So I want you to focus on something that causes grief or loss for you. What is causing the grief? What is causing the loss? Imagine a white cloud filling up into the chest. As I exhale, imagine that circumstance leaving like a dark cloud going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. Feel the grief. Allow for it to release. And allow for the positive virtue of courage to come in. So our lungs are responsible for what is known as our Wei Qi, which is our defensive Qi. It helps to fight off the intrusions of pathogens, bacteria, and viruses. But did you know once a virus enters into the body, we now look at it, well, what kind of condition is it? Is it a hot or cold condition? Is it a internal, external condition? What organ or organ network is it affecting? So there's so many organs that get affected when there's bacteria or viruses that come in. So we want to allow that to leave like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground, allowing for the courage to come in, allowing for the grief to leave. And if you or somebody you know, a loved one has lost somebody, or a pet is to be put to sleep, and all of a sudden you develop an unproductive dry cough, that unproductive dry cough is actually the grief stuck in the lungs. Okay, we're going to do one more of those. So we're going to inhale, open up the chest, exhale, making sure to relax the shoulder. Going to inhale, pull that chi into the chest. They also call this the gathering chi of the chest. Exhale, pushing down, pulling down the heavens one time. Inhale and exhale. Just allow for that white light to come in. Okay, coming around here to the kidney network. I'm just going to bend at the waist. Imagine a blue cloud filling up into the kidneys as I inhale on the top. As I exhale, just allow for fear and shock to leave. So what is shock? Shock is surviving some severe type of illness, abuse, neglect, a car accident, something that's very shocking, that shocks the chi of the body. But did you know that also burning the candles at both ends also will shock the system, weaken the kidney network? So sleep, proper diet according to your constitution, so important. And if you're curious as to what your constitutional typology, in the back of my book, Qigong for Self-Refinement, Total Health with the 5 Elements, I have a 5-element questionnaire quiz in there. That's not only going to tell you your predominant typology, but also tell you what your weakest element is as well. And the way we utilize that is, whatever your predominant typology is, it's the deviation from that typology that starts to indicate disease. I'm going to exhale. As I inhale, the willpower comes in. As I exhale, the fear leaves. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to switch, go the opposite direction. Now, you can make this into a stretch if you want. And
Chris, I know time flies when you're having fun, and there's no better example, but we're actually...
yeah, gotcha. I was doing
Yeah.
so good too. Every time I do my hand movement, I look at my watch very subtly.
I didn't want it to stop, but fortunately, we have 2 more guests, and then we have our panel discussion. And
fantastic.
This is a wonderful demonstration. I know. Oh yeah, and I wanted Lama just commented that we had 3,700 viewers, so it's super
Wow.
inspired to me. Yeah, like that's going out to
That's
you know, that many people, and I know this is having such a positive effect. Just like I was saying to Violet, it's Qigong and Tai Chi done well are beautiful to watch, and it has an effect just by watching. Even if somebody isn't doing it, just the fact that it's getting into their brain through their eyeballs, it has an effect. So
increases the consciousness, right? That vibration, right? That's what it's all about.
Yep. Yeah. I can feel. I feel that and I love that positive, good energy you're putting out into the world. And in approximately 40 minutes from now, we'll get into a little bit more of the conceptual discussion behind all this. So thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll be seeing you soon.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.